Before we install this 20-foot length of rigid vinyl, I want to let you know that they come coiled in a box. We get into a little bit of a safety issue here. When we cut the cellophane, these strips could pop. So the best thing to do would be to stand in between it. Cut your straps so you won't get whipped with it. Okay, now we're ready to install this 20-foot length.
If you're going to be installing the rigid vinyl on your boat, it's pretty similar to the aluminum in the way that Taco has drilled out every 6 inches. That's where you mount it. But making turns and bends is a little bit different. What you need to do is you need to excite the molecules with some heat. And what we've got to do this is a heat gun. But one thing that I want to warn you about is when you're using a heat gun, you don't want to stay in one area for too long. You want to move it back and forth. If you stay in an area too long, you can damage your gel coat, your fiberglass, or your rub rail. We'll go ahead and heat this material up. Nick, I think it's about ready. You want to give me a hand bending this?
Now you can do this with a hair dryer too. It's going to take a little longer, but it's going to get the same job done.
You want to be patient here. You don't want to force the rigid vinyl around the corner, otherwise you're going to get some white marks. We want to keep it looking real pretty. And guys, when you're using a heat gun, don't put your hand too close because you could burn it.
Once it's come around, we're going to go ahead and tack a few screws in on the other side to hold it in place. Okay, now we want to make a splice. I'm going to show you a little trick here. What I've done is I've left 2 screws out on the first piece. I've set the second piece in and again left 2 screws out. I've left myself an 1/8 inch overlap, so I've made this splice an 1/8 inch longer. I'm then going to pull out both pieces and snap them in place. Now we're going to install the surrounding screws. Now, as you can see, that gives us a real